It's hard when you have to put your heart aside and do the job you're hired for. But at what cost?
I try to lead with honesty, and we evaluate very thoroughly. We give everybody as much chance as they can to make the team. But when we finally come to a conclusion, I know that we've evaluated them as thoroughly as possible and as honestly as possible. And so I can sleep at night when I know that we've done our part.
We see it in the very first scene of this season, you know? After all these years, it doesn't get any easier, does it?
No, it doesn't.
You're one of the ones we're releasing. One of your problems is when you're trying to overthink everything and you're fatigued, it shows.
And you've both been a part of this organization for over 4 decades now. How do you feel like you've evolved over the years as a coach?
I think we're more compassionate, that we listen to them more, and after watching season 1, we see that they want feedback, and so we know that we need to give more and be very honest with them.
So in that regard, you're a coach, but you're also a mentor here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're mentors, and then we're also moms. And I wasn't a mom when I was first the director, and I was ruthless. And you know, you see things through your child's eyes as a parent, where you hope, wow, I hope I'm coaching. You know, you pray for a great coach or a great educator for your own child, and so then all of a sudden, when we're in that role, it's like I hope I'm a better coach because I'm a mom.
We aren't really attached to you. Do you want to talk to your mother, or would you want...
Sorry, I don't mean it. I can tell her. I can tell her.
As if it's not hard enough to narrow down the talent on this team, then you have, really a colleague's daughter also auditioning. How much more challenging is it when a coworker's daughter is also auditioning for the team?
Well, it's very rare.
Yeah.
Judy's daughter tried out and was successful for 5 seasons, but it is very rare. And it's, I can't say we changed or adjusted anything within the evaluation process.
And you shouldn't, right?
Yeah,
you shouldn't.
No, I wouldn't want to do that for her or her mother. And it didn't work out this year.
Right.
But again, we gave her every chance to be successful. Charge at us.
You know, obviously the situation with Shelly, Kelli, you said you didn't think cutting Dayton the first time affected your relationship, but years later she's saying it did.
The night that Dayton was cut, I was kind of told I didn't have to come to work that day. And I probably knew it in my gut that it was happening. And it bothered me that they couldn't sit me down and tell me themselves. If anything, it wasn't necessarily her not making it. I was way more hurt by Kelli and Judy.
I totally respect that, and I give her that space for those emotions because it makes sense.
Right. And is there anything you guys would have done differently with Dayton?
I wouldn't have changed. The decision was the right decision for the team, so no.
At one point, an eviction notice on my door, and that was because I couldn't pay my rent because I was out of season. I was still working full time, but I just wasn't making the money that I was making during the season when I first, signed my lease. I couldn't keep up with things.
So many of you have multiple jobs in addition to cheer, and I love that this series really points it out, hey, we're living our dream, but also I have to make a living wage, As of today, we're preparing for the next football season. So what have you heard about any changes to this year's contracts?
Yeah, there is going to be an increase in pay, which I feel like is the elephant in the room for everyone.
Right.
But we pushed, this last season to see a change in the compensation.
We scheduled a meeting on Zoom with the team so that no one felt like they were being left in the dark.
And to give some transparency around what happened today in this meeting, we voiced our opinions and our wants.
They granted it, and it's a great increase. So I think we're all excited for the girls, that get to experience that moving forward.
It's about time.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction. And that's, I think, the goal, in every organization is how can you continue to get better? Right. And I think that was one of our goals was we need to continue to move this organization in the right direction. I think we did that.
Well, I think this year's team had the conversation, and all we needed to do was evaluate it at the right time, which we did, and the organization we do every year on all program enhancements. But this year, financially, the girls, the enhancement makes them very happy, which makes us happy, and we can all be.
That's a good thing.
Carry on and be productive.
Right.
We were proud of them.
Most of the girls, like 35 of us, decided that we would like to make an effort to make, a change.
When your walkout plan was suddenly halted this season,
how did the Cowboys find out that a walkout was going to happen?
I don't know. I mean, I have my assumptions, but I don't know. I did hear that someone on the team was recording the meeting and then sent it over to staff, and it got back to Cowboys. Within a matter of hours, it changed from us feeling like we could make a stand to us feeling like nothing's gonna change.
did you think it was someone on the team that maybe sabotaged that plan or put a wrench in it?
I think we all just kind of knew that we had a game coming up, and there were a lot of rookies who, worked so hard and finally got a chance to call themselves the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And we have so much preparation, as we see from season 1, that goes into preparing for our first game. So just knowing that there were a lot of things that we still had to accomplish before then,
Right.
I think we all knew that we might not get the answer right now, but a no never means never.
Right.
So we were going to keep pushing forward and
love
keep
that.
going about business until we can, step back in and have that other say.
Because you guys are professionals. Like you're trying to enact change, but you are
Yes.
pros and you do care about this organization.
And we care about our fans too.
And
Like
the
I think that's
fans.
important. Like we knew a lot of little girls were now coming to games to see us, and
Yes.
families were, sacrificing a lot to be there. And so a part of us didn't want to disappoint them either. As much as we wanted to see change for ourselves, we didn't want to disappoint the people who, show us so much love. So,
Absolutely. Speaking of those little girls, this show also discusses the pressure of body image and conversations kind of surrounding weight too.
Do you think you're easy, comfortable, manageable weight?
Yes. I think I've gained about 15 pounds since my first video.
How do you all handle that pressure?
I mean, it's tough. At the end of the day, we all want to just be healthy.
Yep.
We want to manage a healthy weight, something that is attainable. For myself, I'm like, I do my best in my diet to make sure I'm giving my body what it needs to perform at its best. And hopefully, it looks the way it needs to look with that factor. But again, we're athletes, and like any other athlete, it is our job to keep ourselves in the best shape. So if that means, you have to do a little bit more on the side to keep your, self-toned, then that's what you have to do. But we do our best to make sure everything is just healthy. And we have those conversations with one another. If I was to notice someone not eating, I'm the type to be like, well, where's your food at?
Where's your breakfast?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
We're athletes. We don't miss breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You need your 3 meals because your body can't perform at its best if you're not giving it what it needs. So, we're very honest with one another.
Absolutely.
And also at the same time, we're women. Our bodies naturally fluctuate as, we go through our menstrual cycles and all the things like that. So, and, when you get older, your body starts to change. So you're naturally going to see that evolution of your body the longer you're on the team. So just knowing that it's a natural part of life to fluctuate in weight.
The DCC look is so specific, right, when it comes to the girls' hair color, their height, body type. What do you wish more people understood about that aspect of making the team?
Everybody's different, and we embrace the different sizes and shapes. And
Yeah, I love diversity. You can look at our squad, and we're very diverse, and I love that. I love everybody coming from different backgrounds, and I just think they're a really. I'm looking at these flowers, and Judy teases me because I used to say a beautiful bouquet, but they really are, and they're also beautiful, but they're also different.
Different, right? And I feel like there seems to be more representation than ever before, right?
Yeah, I
That's
think
something
so.
you must be proud of. Is that something that was also a conscious decision on your part as you start, picking the talent?
I think
I feel like it's a responsibility to pick the best of the best, but I'm very proud that we're having more diversity on our team.
And we also have taken our first 2 rounds online. So for some people, it was just too expensive to come here and try out.
Right.
So it's given an opportunity to more people.
Looking back at the legacy of the DCC, we're seeing more diversity within the team, and more women speaking up for themselves now, So what do you hope the future of this team looks like?
That I feel like.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That it looks different.
Keep it going.
Yeah, I hope every year looks different, and you see more girls from different backgrounds, and we always say, what is it, a bouquet of flowers? And we're all, you know, we're all different.
And everyone's different.
Yeah, like,
and it's beautiful together.
Exactly. So, yeah.
When I was about 12, I had braids in my hair. And when my mom was taking my braids out, she noticed that one of the spots that she took the braid out, there was no hair there. And my dad has alopecia. So we went to the dermatologist and they did some tests, and it did turn out that I have alopecia.
I am excited for them to watch me talk about my journey with alopecia. I think a lot of times when people have alopecia, they feel like they're going through that process and that journey alone. I kind of felt that way myself, but then I started sharing my story with my sisters and then eventually the entire world. So I hope people just know that whatever you're going through, you never have to go through it alone as long as you have a good community around you.
But it was also just such a powerful episode, you know, about hair and DCC, and just also you stepping into your own, you know, and your own power.
Yeah.
And it was empowering for someone who also is suffering through some hair loss issues, you know? So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Kudos to you.
So I've got a few swatches.
Like if she was gonna do it, I'd do a dark brown red.
I think this one would be really pretty on her.
Oh my gosh, with the foils.
Let's talk about the makeovers, because they're such an iconic part of the show. But from your point of view, what is that day like? You know, how nervous are you?
Ooh, okay, I can speak on this one. Yeah. So you go in and you have no idea what's gonna happen and what you're gonna walk out of the salon looking like. So for me,
It's
I
giving
thought
America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's been 12 hours for crying.
They want me to be somebody that I'm not.
I went in thinking they were gonna just change my shade of blonde, and I walked out as a brunette. But I loved it. They really make great decisions. They see what they think will look best, and you just have to trust them. You know, trust the process. But it's a fun day.
The brunette is working. It looks
Working.
great, right? Does anyone else want to add to the makeover experience?
It's
or-
just a really fun day. I feel like we all get to see, none of us know, so we all get to spend some time together. We're all in our little hair makeup pods and getting to see what each other look like at the end of the day. It's a really fun bonding day.
I wanted to make sure that I left the team better than the way that I found it, and I feel like I've done that.
Now, a lot of vets are retiring after the season, you know, and I'm curious, what does life after DCC look like?
I don't know yet.
Right.
I don't know yet, but I think, you know, to be a DCC, you have to be really determined. You have to be someone who has like these amazing goals for yourself, and I think we all have goals past DCC. You know, this was just one thing we wanted to accomplish. I think there's so much more we want to accomplish. I know I want to look into modeling next and see, you know, where that may take me. I know some people want to continue maybe dancing, or I know Armani wants to go after her law degree, you know, law school and all that. So there's so much more. It's not like life just ends and we're like, what do we do? This is just the beginning.
It's a chapter, right?
It's just a chapter, and now we're on to the next one.
I love it, but what a legacy to be a part of, right?
What a good chapter.
What a good chapter.
It's a hard chapter to top, I will say.
Do you have another season in you? I think that's what everyone would love to know.
Do we have another season in us? Probably. We just came off the road with the girls on a tour and did a live stage show, and it got us back on stage, solos, duets, the real dance and the craft that they were great at. And it was, although it was exhausting, it was energizing, but it put me back in the space that I loved, you know, when I started this job.
What about this space? Reality TV and let's call it Hollywood. Could we see you maybe pop over to Dancing with the Stars next? Is that something that would interest you? We've seen it with head coach from Cheer, you know, Monica.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Okay. I bet you guys would crush it.
I'd rather do something singing, probably.
Really? Okay, like Masked Singer or like...
oh, you would be good on that.
Okay, we're pitching it right now.
You would be real good on that.
Okay, I love hearing that. Okay, Dancing with the Stars?
I'd have to think long and hard on that. Plus, I think it's during our season.
Yeah, the time commitment would be the scary thing.
Well, it's a dream alone, right, to become a DCC, but then you factor in a reality show on Netflix. Like, how are you guys adjusting to this life?
Yeah.
I bet.
It's different for sure. We have a lot more fans, but I think overall we're just excited about the respect that we've been gaining from the show. A lot of people are seeing a different side of the cheerleaders, all of the hard work that we put in. So it's really great to see all of that.
Isn't that the beauty of this show? I was just telling you guys, it's such an intimate look at everything you young women go through. I mean, you must be so proud to be part of that legacy.
Yes.
Yeah?
Definitely, yeah. This is a year I think people won't forget.